Hello, welcome back to the brand new session of EC Council Certified Secure Computer User. In this session, we will discuss about the data backup and disaster recovery. So the data backup is the process of creating copies of important files, documents, or information to protect them from loss or damage. So as I mentioned on my slide as well, that backup is the process of making duplicate copies of critical data on a backup media such as CD, DVD, USB, external hard disk, or etc. So the main purpose of backup is to restore the critical data or files when they are accidentally deleted or corrupted. Actually, it is easy to cost effective to backup data in comparison to recovering data after the disaster or system crash. So the data backup should be the top priority in computer maintenance along with the virus protection, because it ensures that the data is secure in case of disaster. So there are some types of data losses, like natural disaster, like you can say the fire, flood, storm, or earthquake. The second is corruption of file system. That mean again operating system may crash or data corrupt. Again, the third is hardware malfunction. If your hard disk is fail to access the data, or maybe your CPU is failing, or your storage device is failure, or maybe if you are having any kind of power failure, so yes, you may face hardware malfunction as well. Then human error should be there, like if accidentally deletion or overwriting of file or program, if done, then yes, you will get the human error as well. You may lose your data. Again, the software corruption, where the software configuration complexity, or if you are using any pirated software, yes, you may face some data loss. And the last but not the least, computer virus. If someone attacks on your computer with the help of virus, so yes, attack of malicious programs such as virus trojans or worms may lose your data. So what files to backup and how often? So what files to backup. First, decide what data present on the system in critical and needs a backup, such as the operating system files purchased with the computer, CD, software, etc. Maybe the important office document, maybe important software which you have purchased on the internet, or maybe the on premises, maybe the contact information which are important, personal photos, music, videos if you have in your system, or any other file that is critical, or if you are having any sensitive information, so yes, you need to create a backup. And how often? Yes, it is always to recommend that the user file are backup regularly, right? That is most important part. And there is some important information that I will show you, that is online data backup. And I always recommend to use a cloud service for the same purpose, because cloud services are really very smooth and very reliable, right? So online backup or remote backup is the method of offsite data storage when consent of the hard drive are regularly backed up to the another computer on the internet, right? And it will eliminate the risk of the data loss due to natural disaster. It is expensive procedure, but the prevent loss of data in case of disaster due to theft, file corruption, etc. So you can securely restore any lost data by using an internet connection and a web browser interface. So you need to maintain an online backup only for the important file in case the user cannot afford much online backup, right? So these are some online backup services provider which you can look into this part, right? I have mentioned in my slide, but I will recommend to use if you are having any Google account. So yes, you can take the subscription of Google Drive, and if you are iOS user, so yes, you can take the iCloud service as well. I already purchased iCloud service because it's very smooth and I don't need to create a backup regularly. It will automatically sync my all the content and application content to the cloud. So I always have my backup on regular basis. So I think so Google Cloud service or maybe the Apple iCloud service is more far better than these services. So there are some type of backup. So type of backup include the full backup, incremental backup, and differential backup. And there is one more backup which is I did not mention, and that is continuous backup as well. So full backup copies all the data, right? Incremental backup only copies changes since the last backup. Then differential backup copies changes since the last full backup. And which I am just talking about the continuous backup, it constantly save changes in real time. So as I gave you the scenario of my iCloud service, because if I am taking any kind of photo, it will sync immediate basis, and I will have that particular pic or any video on that cloud service. So what is the backup data using Windows Backup? Yes, Windows Backup allows for the creation of duplicate copy of the file and folder, then on the hard disk, and then archiving them to an external storage device. So this is the case where you can have a look. If the original hard disk data is erased accidentally, or if the hard disk becomes inaccessible, then the user can restore the archived copy of data. And the files are restored to their previous positions after the restoring the backup data, and there are some steps to backup the data. So let's have a look into my Windows system. I'll just go through the settings and I'll search for backup setting. So you can see backup and sync your setting. Obviously, if you are logged in with your personal account, then yes, it will be available. But yeah, right now sync is not available for your account, because I didn't purchase this subscription for the backup, because my content always works in a Google, OneDrive. So I can show you. You can see that my all the applications, attachments, and Microsoft Team chat. So maybe the all the trainings and recordings are saving on cloud. You can see that OneDrive. This is a location of OneDrive, right? So that's why I'm not taking any kind of setting backup. But yeah, if you already logged in with your account, so the settings will be automatically synchronized with your account. You can also go through the backing up your apps and preference. You can fix OneDrive sync problems. You can sync Microsoft Edge favorite, or you can also backing up and restore as well. So you will get support as well if you don't have. So yep, you can also follow this procedure as well. So you can just go to the control panel and you can just click on backup and restore. So you can go through the system and security. You can see there is a backup and restore. Obviously it is showing me Windows 7, because you can't maybe I was having Windows 7. Right now I am having Windows 11, but previous operating system was, I think so, Windows 7. That's why it's showing me the backup and restore Windows 7. Then again, these are steps to backup the data. If you want to backup your data, yes, you can. If you want to restore your data, yep. But what in that case if you backup your data and if your data may be lost, then what you will do? So we will have a discussion about in upcoming slides, don't worry. But before we go ahead, securing backup on a storage device with encryption. Yes, encryption is converting the backup data to a format that is not recognizable. So if I am just saying you hi, so if I am encrypting that message, so it will show you hash dollar ABCDEF, something like that. So though making backup on external storage media is safe and reliable, the external media may still be stolen or corrupted, making it impossible to restore the data. So the encryption of the data on the storage device, such as USB drive, in order to protect it, right? So this makes the data present in the storage device unusable for anyone that is not authorized to use the device. And make use of the encryption tools such as TrueCrypt to encrypt the backup data, or in fact you can also use the Windows BitLocker option as well, right? So you can manage BitLocker, but please make sure every Windows is not having the Windows BitLocker option. So if you are having the Windows Pro, like in my case I am having Windows 11 Pro, so yes, you will get the BitLocker option. But I have just turned off all the drive. I don't want to encrypt, because this laptop I am using, right? No one can access my laptop. If they know my password, so yes, obviously they can, but I don't share my password to anyone, right? So please be sure about it. Again, the data encryption tool TrueCrypt is there, so you can also download the TrueCrypt, right? Then if you are using iOS, so you can use the Time Machine application, right, for the backup purpose. So I have also added that particular process. You can follow the process. If you want to restore files from time machine and backup, so yes, you can follow this process as well. I have just given the full description of these steps. Now if you want to use any kind of tool for the backup, I will not recommend, but you can use Windows data backup tool, Nova Backup, right? You will get the latest version of the same. If you don't want to use that one, so yeah, there are a lot of backup tools which you can use. Yeah, you will get some of them right now, but again, maybe if that is not available, then yeah, you can use other one. So I have given a lot of tools options. Then if you are using Mac OS, so yeah, there is a data backup is a utility that will allow you to backup, restore and synchronize. So the data backup is a tool which you will get in Mac OS. So yes, you can use that. In fact, you can also use a smart backup tool as well, right? And there are some more tools which I have gave you in my slide. So Windows data recovery tool, as I was discussing with you guys, that if you lost your data, so how you can recover. So there are a lot of recovery tools as well, but I will recommend some of them, right? So you recover my file data recovery software, recover the deleted files impeded from the Windows recycle bin or lost due to the format or corruption of the drive, virus, trojan infections, unexpected system shutdown or software failure. So it will recover all the files. So recover my files is the one of the tool. I will recommend you guys to use easiest data recovery tool, because it's a latest, you will get the latest version as well, though it is not free of cost. But yes, you can recover the deleted or lost files, emptied from the recycled bin, or file recovery after accidental format. Even if you have reinstalled the Windows, you can recover the disk after the hard disk crash. You can recover office documents, photos, images, videos and etc. So you can recover full hard drive, USB drive, memory card, memory stick, camera card, zip or floppy disk or something like that. So you can recover everything. So I strongly believe easiest data recovery tool is far better than the previous one. In fact, I will also recommend some of more, like let me just show you. So this is a link, easy us data recovery tool, which you can download, but yeah, you can purchase the license as well. The second tool is Stellar. You can you can download and you can recover your SSD or camera, DVR or deep memory card or maybe the hard drive. So these are actually forensic investigation tool, right? And last but not the least, that is Recovery. In fact, I think so it was previously known as the disk drill. So I will always recommend to use disk drill or Recovery for better better recovery of your data. So yeah, these are some tools which you can use for data recovery in Windows. If you are asking me for Mac OS data recovery tool, so yes, Boomerang is there. In fact, data disk drill is also there. In fact, you can also use easiest data recovery tool for that. Virtual Lab is also there. So there are some more options which you can have a look into that part. The next point is physical security. So I hope you guys are remembered that we in previous session we discussed the security layers, right? So there was a first layer of protection for computer and data. So it involves the protection of assets such as hardware, network and data from attacks that cause loss or damage. So there are various factors that affect the physical security such as damage, theft, dust, maybe fire, water, flood or earthquake, etc. So there are some points which you need to just follow in the physical security. You need to prevent any unauthorized access to the computer system, prevent tampering, stealing of data from the computer system, protect the integrity of the data stored in the computer system, and last but not the least, prevent the loss of data damage to system against any natural climates. Then again, there are some measures you need to just lock your system. So these kind of locks which you can follow, right? So these are some important points for the measures actually for physical security locks. Then again, you can use biometric, right, for physical security like fingerprint or retinal scanning, that mean your eye lock. maybe iris scan, maybe voice recognition, face recognition, or vein structure recognition as well. So there are a lot of options. In this time we are using a lot of time the face and the iris scanning tool, or for the employment they are using fingerprint. Then again, there are some fire prevention as well. So obviously fire accidents may occur because of short circuit, which may cause heavy loss and destruction. So make sure all the emergency doors or corridors are kept clear. You can use good quality of wiring tools and equipments. You can avoid using equipment that gives mild electric shock. You can keep the room dust free and remove all the scraps as soon as possible. You need to ensure the trash is emptied regularly. Then at the end of the day, always unplug the appliances if not required. Then make sure the user knows who to call in an emergency. Then last but not the least, then you should know how to use a fire extinguisher. That is again important thing. Then this is again one more thing, HVAC consideration, that is heating, ventilating, air conditioning, right? That is a technology developed for indoor environment comfortable, right? It will use controlling the temperature, etiquette, ventilation, and indoor air quality as well. So this is a technology which we are using in this era. You can secure your laptop from the theft. So obviously we discussed in the earlier session as well that laptop theft leads to disclosure of the information such as username, password, confidential data, or other networking details related to the connecting the laptop to corporate or internet environment. So there are some do's and don'ts which you need to follow for the laptop security. Then again, laptop theft countermeasures are there. So you need to just be aware about these points. Add third-party privacy protection for highly sensitive data. Consider purchasing laptops, PC insurance, and you can use the strong hardware-based security. Then encrypt the sensitive data and back up everything on the laptop. You can set the BIOS password on the laptop if you want that no one can access your laptop. So yes, you can use the BIOS password. So every time you will restart your computer, starting your computer, so yes, it will ask you the password. You can install the tracking tool on the laptop that help trace the location of the stolen laptop. So that was the session about all about the backup data and the disaster recovery. So we are having some module summary though. So yeah, so backup is required in situations such as hardware failure, theft, system crash, and natural disaster. Users need to backup whenever there are changes to important files so that a latest copy would be available even if the original one is lost, damaged. Online backup or remote backup is the method of off-site data storage where hard drive contents are regularly backup to another computer on the internet. Normal, incremental, and differential are the types of backup in Windows. Then again, physical security involves the protection of assets such as hardware, networks, and data from attacks that cause loss or damage. Then again, laptop theft leads to disclosure of the information such as username, passwords, confidential data, other networking details related to the connecting the laptop to the corporate or internet environment. I will recommend to use cloud service, guys. If you want to use cloud service, you can just go with Google Drive if you are using Google phone or Android phone, and you can also go with iCloud service as well if you are using iOS. So there is one more point, that is data backup checklist. So you need to back up important document, photos, favorite emails, etc. to the CD, DVD, tab, or another disk at regular interval. Maybe you can also use OneDrive if your system is Windows. You can keep backup data in safe place. You can keep the multiple backup copies of important data. You can use encryption techniques to protect your backup data. You can check for automated backup scheduling features when selecting a backup tool or service, as manual backup are vulnerable to human error. Then if you are using an online data backup recovery service, then check the service provider's stability and track record as well. And you need to continuously verify your backup process for its effectiveness. And if you are using physical security checklist, yes, please survey the building and deal with obvious problem. If you are a manager, if you are having any kind of designation, so yes, you can just also go through it. You need to survey the building and deal with obvious problem. You need to use strong locks for the doors and windows, install appropriate air conditioning and fire detection systems in special rooms or server rooms, maintain a temperature or less than 30 degree centigrades and humidity between 20 to 80% in the computer rooms. Maintain a backup of sensitive information and keep it safe place. Please minimize the amount of paper and sensitive information left on the disk, because there is a lot of possibilities that it can you know have a fire with the help of the papers and something like that. And last but not the least, lock the document in the cabinets. That is very much important, by which your data should be safe. So don't get hooked. Think before you click. Stay protected while you are connected with network.